Welcome to my channel Pocket Change Coins, because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're about to uncover the fascinating story of a very special and incredibly valuable penny that many people overlook every day, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent coin featuring the Professional Life design. This is not just any penny, it's a powerful piece of history, a collector's dream, and for the lucky few, it could be worth thousands of dollars. Let's take a journey back to 2009, when the United States Mint released 4 unique penny designs to celebrate the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent itself. Each design represented a significant chapter of Lincoln's life, and today, we're diving deep into the third coin in the series, the Professional Life design. This particular coin honors Lincoln's time as a young lawyer and politician in Springfield, Illinois, symbolizing the foundation of his leadership and legacy. The reverse of the coin shows Lincoln standing tall in front of the Illinois state capitol, holding a speech in one hand, with the building beautifully detailed behind him. It's a powerful image of a man rising from humble beginnings to become one of the most admired presidents in American history. The obverse still carries the classic Lincoln portrait by Victor D. Brenner, reminding us of the strong continuity of the coin's history, while the reverse gives it a refreshing, commemorative spark. Now here's where things get really exciting. While millions of these coins were minted, especially at the Denver Mint, not all of them are created equal. Among those millions are a small number of coins with extremely rare and valuable mint errors that can make your 1-cent coin worth a small fortune. And I'm not just saying that. Some of these coins have already fetched thousands of dollars in collector markets, and demand is only rising. This is where your pocket change might just turn into a serious payday. One of the most desirable errors found on the 2009 Professional Life penny is the double die error. A double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment or duplication in its design, which results in visible doubling on certain areas of the coin. On this particular penny, collectors have found doubling on Lincoln's hands, the podium, and even in the columns and windows of the State House behind him. These doubling features are subtle to the untrained eye but unmistakable to collectors who know what to look for. Other high-value errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, and coins struck on the wrong planchet, each one turning a common penny into a rare collectible. There are even examples of coins with misaligned dies or strong die breaks that create unique shapes and patterns, making each one a true one-of-a-kind piece. These rare errors are like nature's own signatures, created in the chaos of the minting process, and they are incredibly sought after by serious numismatists. Collectors and dealers alike have been keeping a close eye on these coins, and auction houses have seen skyrocketing interest. Some high-grade examples of error coins from the 2009 Professional Life series, especially those certified by trusted grading companies like PCGS or NGC, have sold for impressive amounts, sending shockwaves through the coin community. Just imagine the feeling of discovering one of these rare coins in your old coin jar or change drawer. It's the kind of moment collectors dream of. If you're holding a 2009 Professional Life penny right now, don't rush to spend it, take a close look. Use a magnifying glass to check the fine details. Study Lincoln's hands, the speech scroll, the building's columns, and even the text for any signs of doubling or distortion. Examine the coin's alignment, its edges, and its overall condition. Even the smallest variation can mean a significant increase in value. And if you think you've found something special, consider getting it authenticated and graded. It could turn out to be a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. These coins are more than just change, they're artifacts from a historic moment in U.S. coinage. They reflect the pride of a nation honoring one of its greatest leaders and the skill of the mint capturing that legacy in metal. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 2009 Professional Life Lincoln cent is one of those coins you need to look out for, because behind its ordinary appearance could be an extraordinary surprise. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. Are you ready to hear how much one of these tiny coins can be worth if it has the right error and is in top-notch condition? Drumroll please. One rare example of a 2009 Professional Life Lincoln cent, featuring a strong double die error and graded in pristine condition, has sold for an incredible $37,000. That's right, $37,000 for a single penny. Can you believe that? 1 cent turned into a life-changing amount of money, just because of a rare minting flaw and the eye of a sharp collector. So go ahead and check your pockets, your coin jars, your drawers, and your collections. You might be sitting on a goldmine and not even know it. And if you've come across one of these rare beauties or have a story about finding a special coin, drop a comment below. We love hearing your discoveries. Second rare coin, we're talking about the United States of America 1 cent coin from the year 1971 with the D mint mark. It's a coin millions of people have handled without a second thought, but what if I told you that some of these very coins are worth a staggering amount of money today? Get ready, because this coin holds secrets that only the sharpest eyes and most passionate collectors will recognize. The 1971 D Lincoln cent was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the United States, and at first glance, it might seem like just another old penny. But as every experienced collector knows, the value of a coin is never just about its face value, it's about the history, the condition, the minting process, and those rare, exciting errors that slip through unnoticed at the mint. These errors, combined with exceptional preservation, can make a single cent worth thousands, and the 1971 D Lincoln penny is no exception. This coin features the classic design we all know and love, Abraham Lincoln's dignified profile on the obverse, created by the legendary Victor D. Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. It was struck in copper alloy, as this was before the major change to zinc in the 1980s, giving the coin a solid, traditional feel that collectors greatly appreciate. But as beautiful as the design is, the real story here lies in the rare errors that make certain 1971 D pennies so incredibly valuable. One of the most thrilling and valuable errors found on the 1971 D cent is the double die obverse, where elements of the design, such as the date, the lettering in God We Trust, Liberty, or even Lincoln's eye and facial features, appear slightly double due to a misalignment in the die used during minting. This isn't just a smudge or a scratch. True double dies have clearly defined doubling that sets them apart and drives collectors wild with excitement. These coins are extremely rare and always in high demand, especially when they are found in high grades with sharp details and minimal wear. There are also examples of 1971 D cents with off-center strikes, where the coin is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in part of the design missing and a blank crescent on one edge. These errors are dramatic, visually striking, and highly collectible. Even more thrilling are the rarer instances of coins struck on the wrong planchet, where a penny might have been accidentally struck on a dime or foreign coin blank, making it lighter or smaller than it should be. These are the types of errors that serious collectors dream of finding because they are not just rare, they're nearly one of a kind. Collectors assess these coins based on a few important factors: the strength and clarity of the error, the overall condition of the coin, and whether it has been professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. The better the condition and the more dramatic the error, the higher the value. Coins in mint state condition, with bright surfaces and full details, especially those with strong doubling or rare planchet errors, are among the most sought-after examples of the 1971 D cent. Auction records have shown a steady rise in interest and value for these types of error coins. In recent years, coins from this exact series have sold for thousands of dollars at major auction houses and online platforms like Heritage Auctions and Great Collections. What once looked like just another penny in a jar has now become a star in the world of numismatics, and savvy collectors are constantly on the lookout for that next great discovery. The buzz is real, the demand is growing, and the value keeps rising. So, if you have a 1971 D penny in your collection, or if you stumble across one in a box of old coins or a forgotten drawer, don't overlook it. Take a closer look under a magnifying glass. Check for clear signs of doubling on the date or lettering. Feel the coin's edges, look for weight inconsistencies, examine every detail. What you find could be the key to a life-changing treasure hiding in plain sight. And even if it turns out to be a common strike, you're still holding a piece of American history, a coin that's been part of countless everyday moments, now turning into something truly extraordinary. And now, for the moment that every coin enthusiast has been waiting for. Are you ready to hear the jaw-dropping value that one of these error coins has reached in the collector market? An extraordinary 1971 D Lincoln cent, featuring a rare and highly dramatic double die error and graded in near-perfect condition, has sold for an unbelievable amount of $84,000. Yes, you heard that right, $84,000 for a coin that started its life as a simple 1-cent piece. That is the magic of rare coin collecting, where history, rarity, and passion collide to create unforgettable moments of discovery and fortune. If this video has sparked your curiosity or reminded you of a coin you might have tucked away, let us know in the comments. Have you ever come across a 1971 D penny with strange markings or a bold design anomaly? Do you have questions about a coin in your collection? Share your stories, we'd love to hear them. Third expensive coin, we're talking about the 1967 United States of America 1-cent coin. A coin that, on the surface, looks just like any other ordinary penny, but when you know what to look for, this little copper beauty could reveal itself to be a true numismatic jackpot. So sit tight, listen carefully, and enjoy every second of this video, because if you love rare coins, this one is going to blow your mind. The 1967 Lincoln cent is part of a fascinating chapter in U.S. coin history. At the time, the U.S. Mint was going through a transitional period following the coin shortage of the early 1960s. To help reduce the pressure, the Mint temporarily suspended the use of mint marks in 1965, 1966, and 1967, so you'll notice that your 1967 penny doesn't have a D or S mint mark. Don't worry, that's completely normal. These coins were struck in massive numbers and circulated widely, but as always, not every coin is created equal. While most 1967 cents are worth just face value, a small handful contains rare errors or characteristics that make them highly valuable to collectors across the globe. This coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor D. Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. It was struck in a copper alloy composition, and even though millions were minted, certain examples with striking mistakes or exceptional preservation stand out like shining stars in the world of coin collecting. These are the coins that everyone wants but only a few lucky people ever find. Let's talk about the kinds of errors that turn a common 1967 penny into a highly valuable collector's item. One of the most sought after is the double die, an error that occurs when the coin die itself has a misalignment during the creation process, causing parts of the design to appear doubled on the coin. In 1967 pennies, doubling has been spotted on the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and even in the numbers of the date. If you take a magnifying glass and look closely, you might notice these doubled areas standing out with a slightly blurry or shadowed effect. This is not just wear and tear, this is true doubling, and it can mean serious value. Another amazing error to look for is the off-center strike, when the coin isn't struck directly in the center, causing part of the design to be missing and a crescent-shaped blank area to appear along the edge. These off-center strikes vary in value depending on how much of the design is visible, and collectors especially love it when you can still see the full date and Lincoln's profile. There are also rarer types of errors like die cracks, where the die used to strike the coin has fractured, leaving raised lines on the surface of the coin that look like lightning bolts or spiderwebs, each one unique and desirable. Even more thrilling are the ultra-rare examples of wrong planchet errors, where a penny is accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a different coin, like a dime or a foreign coin. These mistakes are not supposed to happen, but when they do, the result is a coin that's unlike any other, often with incorrect weight, size, or even color. These rare occurrences are among the most valuable in all of coin collecting and are always in high demand among serious collectors and auction houses. Coin grading plays a huge role in determining value, especially with coins from the 1960s. Coins that have been preserved in mint state, showing no signs of wear and maintaining their original luster, can command massive premiums. If a rare error coin from 1967 is found in excellent condition and is authenticated and graded by services like PCGS or NGC, it becomes a truly prized possession. These coins are often the stars of coin shows, auctions, and private collections, over the years, a number of these rare 1967 cents with major errors have made headlines in coin auctions. Collectors are constantly on the hunt for that next unbelievable find, and some have struck gold, literally, from just examining the change they've had sitting around for decades. The market for error coins has exploded, and the 1967 penny has become one of the hottest topics among numismatists looking for hidden treasures. So what should you do if you think you found a valuable 1967 penny? Start by examining the coin under a magnifying glass. Look closely at the lettering and the date for any signs of doubling. Check the edges and see if the coin is perfectly round or off-center. Hold it in your hand and see if the weight or thickness feels off. It could be a planchet error. And most importantly, compare your findings with trusted online resources or consider having the coin examined by a professional grading company. You might be holding something incredibly rare without even knowing it, and now, for the moment that everyone's been waiting for, the jaw-dropping price that one of these little copper coins has fetched on the open market. An extraordinary 1967 Lincoln cent, featuring a dramatic and clearly visible double die error, preserved in immaculate mint state condition and authenticated by top-tier grading experts, has sold for an unbelievable $110,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, one single penny from 1967, worth $110,000. That is the incredible world of coin collecting, where history, precision, and passion collide to turn pocket change into life-changing discoveries. Especially, we're talking about the 1987 United States of America 1-cent coin, yes, the humble Lincoln penny minted in Denver in 1987. You might think it's just another copper-plated cent, but some of these coins have stunned collectors with rare errors and mind-blowing auction prices that you absolutely need to know about. The 1987 penny features the classic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor D. Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro. It was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was producing coins in massive numbers, but even among the millions of coins minted in Denver, some came out with unique characteristics that transformed them from everyday currency into prized collectibles. And that's where the story of the 1987 penny gets truly exciting for numismatists and coin enthusiasts across the globe. This coin was made using the copper-plated zinc composition that began in 1982, replacing the heavier copper alloy used in earlier decades. But sometimes, in the chaos of high-speed minting, rare and fascinating errors occur, errors that aren't supposed to happen, but when they do, they create coins that become legends in the collecting world. The 1987 penny has become known for a handful of these incredible mistakes, and it's those very errors that can send its value skyrocketing. One of the most sought-after errors found in this year and mint mark is the double die. A double die error happens during the hubbing process when the die that strikes the coin gets an image stamped onto it twice, but slightly offset. This creates visible doubling on key areas of the coin, particularly in the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date, 1987, itself. When you look closely, especially under magnification, you might see clear, crisp doubling on these letters or numbers, which is a major sign that you found something special. Collectors love strong, visible doubling, especially when it's on a modern coin where such errors are more unusual. Another error to watch for on the 1987 penny is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't perfectly aligned in the press, and part of the design is struck off the coin's edge, leaving a blank crescent on one side. These coins are dramatic, eye-catching, and every off-center strike is unique. The most desirable examples show at least 50% of the design shifted off-center while still preserving the full date. Those combinations drive up collector interest and value in a big way. Some extremely rare examples have been discovered with a wrong planchet error, where the penny was accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination or even a foreign coin. This leads to strange-looking pennies that are smaller, lighter, or a completely different color than normal. These are exceptionally rare finds, but when authenticated, they can command jaw-dropping prices because they're literally mint-made anomalies that should not exist. Collectors and dealers often rely on coin grading services like PCGS or NGC to verify and certify these error coins. A coin that has been professionally graded and preserved in high mint state condition, especially with rare errors, is like gold in the hands of the right collector. The market is full of passionate buyers looking to add rare pennies like the 1987 D to their collections, and competition for high-quality examples has become increasingly fierce in recent years. Auction houses have seen surprising results for 1987 D Lincoln cents with rare errors. Coins with bold double dies or dramatic off-center strikes have crossed the auction block for impressive figures, shocking even seasoned numismatists. The demand for modern era coins has exploded as collectors realize how underappreciated and undervalued some of these pieces have been for decades. Now is the time to look closely, dig through your old coins, and hunt for that one-of-a-kind era that could make you the next success story in the world of rare coin collecting. So what should you do if you think you found one of these rare 1987 D pennies? Start by examining the coin carefully. Look at the lettering and the date under a strong magnifying glass. Check for any signs of doubling or misalignment. Study the edges and make sure the coin is properly centered. Any off-center striking can be a big clue. If the coin feels lighter or looks different from your average penny, it could be struck on the wrong planchet, which would make it an incredibly rare find. And if you suspect something special, don't hesitate to get it professionally graded and authenticated. You could be holding a coin that's worth far more than you ever imagined. Now here comes the most exciting part of all. Are you ready to hear how much one of these 1987 D pennies has sold for at auction when the conditions and errors all aligned perfectly? Hold on to your seat, because one of these coins, featuring a dramatic mint error and certified in exceptional condition, was sold for a jaw-dropping amount of $70,000. Yes, you heard that right, $70,000 for a coin that started life as a simple 1-cent piece. That's the power of rarity, the thrill of the hunt, and the magic of coin collecting all wrapped into one unforgettable moment. Next coin, we're turning the spotlight on a coin that many people overlook, yet it holds the potential to surprise even the most seasoned collectors, the United States of America 1-cent coin from 1976. This is more than just a simple penny. This coin represents hidden value, rare errors, and the kind of collector demand that turns everyday finds into headline-worthy treasures. The 1976 Lincoln penny was struck during a year when America was celebrating its 200th birthday, the bicentennial. While quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins received special commemorative designs that year, the penny retained its classic look. But don't let that fool you. This coin has plenty of secrets hidden in plain sight. The 1976 penny features the enduring design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, created by Victor D. Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, crafted by Frank Gasparo. Millions were produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but among those millions, a few rare pieces emerged that have become the stuff of legends in the world of coin collecting. So what makes a 1976 penny so special? It's not just the year, it's the rare minting errors that occurred during production. These mistakes are not visible to the casual eye, but for collectors who know what to look for, they represent goldmines. One of the most sought-after types of error found in 1976 Lincoln cents is the double die. This happens when the die that stamps the coin has been imprinted with the design more than once but slightly out of alignment, resulting in visible doubling in key areas. On this particular coin, collectors have discovered doubling in the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and even the date itself, 1976. These kinds of double dies are extremely collectible because they are rare, easy to spot under magnification, and highly valuable. Another highly desirable error on 1976 pennies is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not perfectly aligned in the press during minting, leading to a design that is shifted to one side, often creating a crescent-shaped blank area on the opposite side. The more off-center the strike, the rarer the coin becomes, especially if the date is still visible, which is key for collector value. Each off-center strike is unique, which makes them even more attractive to those building rare error coin collections. Yet another exciting error found in a few 1976 Lincoln cents is the broad strike error. This happens when the retaining collar that normally keeps the coin's shape during minting is missing or malfunctioning, causing the coin to spread out more than usual. Broad-struck coins often have a flat, distorted look with wide rims, making them stand out immediately in a handful of change. Combine that with a strong strike and excellent preservation, and you have a valuable anomaly that collectors will line up for. In some extremely rare cases, a few 1976 cents have been discovered struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the coin was accidentally made using a blank meant for a different denomination or even a foreign coin. These are incredibly rare mint errors, and when authenticated, they can be worth a fortune. Coins that were accidentally struck on dime planchets or foreign blanks usually have a lighter weight and smaller diameter, and they're often missing parts of the design due to the mismatch. These coins are incredibly exciting to find and always attract attention at auctions. Now when it comes to evaluating these coins, collectors rely heavily on condition, clarity of the error, and certification by trusted grading companies like PCGS or NGC. A coin in brilliant uncirculated condition, especially with a clearly visible and well-documented error, can command serious value in the marketplace. And trust me, the 1976 penny is no exception. In fact, many examples with strong double dies or spectacular off-center errors have been snapped up in auctions by eager collectors, sometimes going for amounts that are hard to believe. One of the keys to spotting these valuable 1976 pennies is using the right tools. Start with a good magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the details of the coin. Focus on the text, the date, and Lincoln's profile. Any unusual doubling, distortion, or stretching can be a sign of a valuable error. Also, check the coin's edges and overall shape. If something seems off, too flat, too wide, too light, don't dismiss it. You may have a rare error on your hands, and it could be worth far more than 1 cent. Now let's talk about the real excitement, the potential value. These coins are not just fascinating, they're in high demand among collectors, and prices have reflected that in recent years. At auctions and in private sales, well-preserved 1976 Lincoln cents with rare and dramatic errors have sold for thousands of dollars. And in one incredible case, a 1976 penny with a stunning double die error and preserved in near-perfect condition, authenticated by a leading grading service, was sold for an astonishing $49,000. Yes, you heard that right, $49,000 for a single penny. Last unique coin, we're talking about the 1994 United States of America 1 cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. While it may seem like a regular coin from the 90s, there are a few rare versions of this coin that are sparking major interest among collectors and selling for jaw-dropping prices at auction. The 1994 Lincoln penny features the timeless design we all recognize, Abraham Lincoln's dignified portrait on the obverse, created by Victor D. Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. It was struck using copper-plated zinc, a composition that had been in use since 1982, and millions upon millions of these coins were minted. But as every experienced coin collector knows, the key isn't how many were made, it's about how few were made with specific errors, and how well those rare coins have been preserved. One of the most intriguing things about the 1994 penny is how subtle some of its most valuable errors are. These aren't always dramatic, obvious mistakes. Sometimes, it's the small, easy-to-miss anomalies that end up being worth thousands of dollars. That's why it's so important to look closely at every detail of your coin, because the rare 1994 pennies that are now in high demand didn't look special at first glance. One of the major errors to watch for in the 1994 penny is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has been misaligned slightly during the engraving process, causing certain elements of the coin's design to appear doubled. In the case of the 1994 Lincoln cent, collectors have found doubling in the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and even in the date itself. This doubling is visible under magnification and gives the coin a distinct, almost ghostly appearance in the affected areas. Coins with strong, clear doubling, especially in high grades, are extremely rare and very valuable. Another fascinating error found in some 1994 Lincoln cents is the off-center strike. These errors happen when the coin blank isn't correctly centered during the striking process, causing part of the design to be cut off while leaving a blank crescent on the coin. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more collectible the coin becomes, particularly when the date is still fully visible, which is key for identification and value. Off-center 1994 pennies with bold misalignment and high eye appeal are among the most sought-after error coins from that year. some 1994 pennies have also been discovered with die cracks or die breaks, where the die used to mint the coin becomes worn or fractured, resulting in raised lines or lumps of metal on the coin's surface. These are known as cuds or cracks and are highly collectible, especially when the damage is significant or appears in unusual areas of the coin. Every die crack is different, making each coin with this type of error essentially one of a kind, which always adds value in the eyes of collectors. And then there are the wrong planchet errors, which are incredibly rare but always exciting. These occur when a penny is accidentally struck on a blank intended for another coin, like a dime or even a foreign denomination. These coins often have different weights, sizes, and in some cases, even different colors or edge patterns. When a 1994 penny is struck on the wrong planchet, it instantly becomes a standout piece, often bringing thousands of dollars at auction due to its rarity and uniqueness. Collectors who specialize in modern coins are especially drawn to the 1994 penny because it's from an era that many still consider too new to be valuable, but that's exactly what makes these rare examples even more desirable. The perception that newer coins aren't worth much has allowed some incredibly valuable pieces to fly under the radar for decades. But now, with more collectors diving deep into modern mint errors, coins like the 1994 penny are finally getting the recognition they deserve. If you think you found a 1994 penny that looks different from the rest, don't ignore it. Get a good magnifying glass and study the date, the lettering, and Lincoln's profile. Check if the coin is perfectly round, or if there's any off-center striking. Look at the coin's edges and feel its weight. It might be lighter than usual or struck on the wrong metal. These little clues could lead to a big payday, and getting your coin authenticated and graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC could be the next big step toward turning your discovery into a fortune. The market for error coins is hotter than ever, and auction houses are reporting record-breaking sales for well-preserved and dramatic examples of error pennies from the 1990s. The 1994 Lincoln cent, once thought of as a common coin with little collector appeal, has now emerged as a hidden gem among collectors who understand how rare and significant these mint mistakes truly are. The demand is real, the community is growing, and the time to act is now if you want to get ahead of the curve in modern coin collecting. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for, the true value behind one of these rare 1994 Lincoln pennies. At a recent auction, a spectacular 1994 penny featuring a bold double die error, preserved in exceptional condition and verified by professional graders, sold for an eye-opening $20,000. That's right, $20,000 for a coin that most people would walk past without even noticing. It's a powerful reminder that treasures can come in the smallest packages, and that coin collecting is more alive and thrilling than ever before. If this video has inspired you to check your collection or go digging through your old change jars, let us know in the comments. Have you ever found a strange or unique penny from the 1990s? Are you curious about how to identify errors or where to get your coins appraised? Drop your questions below. We'd love to hear your stories and help you on your journey as a collector. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting and may your next penny be the one that changes everything.